Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are getting started with our war against Peru-Bolivia. We are also fighting Mexico and Italy on this front. I'm actually going to put the Army of Dixie over here. As you can see, our finances are worsening. It's pretty okay, though. We're still over our gold limit, but in preparation, I think I'm going to drop government wages. And I think that's going to mostly sort things out. It's going to definitely make things easier in the long term. So let me take a quick look at our budgetary situation. We still have some shortages of administrative capacity in Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Gabon. Are these government admins fully staffed? Is the first question. Yes, they are. Alright, so I'm going to throw in another 5 levels, and then the ones in Pennsylvania... Short on infrastructure here as well. Oof. 3 levels, and then we'll do another 5 levels of government admin. So, Venezuela, you want more autonomy, do you? Now! You're gonna get eaten. Gosh darn it. I will eat you, I am America. I could improve relations. Obviously, their liberty desire is high and going up. Mostly that's due to infamy. So... let me see. Yeah. Horse comparison here is getting a little better. We're on defense now, so we're taking back some of the territory that we've lost, and we are winning defensive battles. So hopefully that will allow us to continue to progress. We're moving ahead down here, which is good, and we're moving ahead down here, which is also good. If they break off and change direction here, it'll be a situation. Let's see. Let's start taking some time to blow away enemy fleets. Aotearoa wants to give us investment rights. No, thank you. Looks like enemy war support is declining, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Just make sure we're incorporating all of these areas as states. Okay, Congo Oriental we're not incorporating because we still have colonization going on there. It's dangerous for me to move my Central African army here, but I need the strength. So it simply is what it is. Force comparison is improving here as we are winning these battles. So I'm feeling pretty good overall. A City of Plenty event. The most prominent members of Ohio high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone, the noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, smoke blends with the clouds, and a distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. The party will never end. You know I always do that, because I can always keep standard of living high. At least for the upper classes. Alright, let's do another round of infrastructure improvements. I think that's going to be important. Sahara is still short. I think that's just a labor problem. Let's only build one railway, because I think this actually is a labor problem. I think we just... there's just nobody available to work these railways, so we can't help with that. Alright, anyway. Let me just quickly do this. Benin, you should be good. Just basically increasing anything that's under 30. I don't know how I still have the capacity to build in Peru-Bolivia, but, you know, it is what it is. I think that's Peru-Bolivia. Huh. Weird. It's quite curious. But, you know, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to comedically turn back over to the war, and it's going to be really funny if things are going absolutely sideways. Oh no, it's actually all doing just fine. Force comparison here is looking less good. Force comparison here is still looking great. Alright. And we are continuing to win battles over here. So I think... philosophical pragmatism, that's excellent. I am going to swap these armies over to attack. Because now that we've got a positive force comparison, we should be doing really solid. And our armies are continuing to grow. Obviously, it's costing us a lot of cash, but that is what it is. How's the naval war going? Looks like it's going well. Looks like it's going very well, in fact. And we're already down to only 95 infamy. Our target is still La Paz, which is their capital, I hope still. Yes. So yeah. So we will be building up... ooh, actually, this area is looking a little rough. So we'll put these armies on defense for the moment, as we focus on attacking in the north, which we surely are doing. Nice. Advances on all fronts. Excellent. Again, except for this one, where we're simply defending as much as we can. Ooh, we found oil in La Paz. I don't know how our surveyors managed to get there while the country is in a state of war, but, you know, good on you, I guess. Yeah, the force comparisons on this front are really rock solid. The part where this gets really difficult is we go to war with Great Britain to get the Panama Canal back, because I want to have my canal. Although I suppose I don't have a company slot open, so it's not a tragedy. Army of West Africa is low on organization. They need another leader. Let me see. You're a historical character. John Pershing. Oh, persistent, experienced offensive planner reserved. Excellent. We'll throw you in there. John Pershing knows what's up. Let's go over here and take some pot shots at this army. Or this fleet, rather. Remembering an old Total War game where if you tried to issue an invalid move order, your army would go, "This is an army, sire, not a fleet." Ooh, Afro-Antillean mass immigration. Wonderful. Slavery and colonial labor. Despite our proclaimed goal of ending the slave trade in Africa, recent reports suggest that laborers in American Gabon are, in all but name, slaves under our own colonial administration. The young man, who had been scribbling furiously, suddenly seemed lightheaded and gestured to the interpreter to stop. "You'll have to excuse me. This must all be documented, but being new to the continent, I'm not accustomed to hearing of such savage behavior." The interpreter seemed confused for a moment and turned back to explain the interruption. The old local man he was interviewing responded, and the interpreter turned back to the young man. "He says he was not accustomed to it either until your countrymen arrived." Utter hypocrisy, the abuses must end. Extra standard of living, reduced plantation throughput, southern planters salty, intelligentsia happy. Or it may seem similar, but the hard work we provide builds character. Angry intelligentsia and trade unions. I'm going to do the first one, because +1 SOL for the lower strata is really good. And I don't need to care what the southern planters think. They're the southern planters. I started the campaign by shooting at them, and I will probably continue to do so. Alright, so we've taken their capital. So they no longer have war support protection, so this war should be pretty much done. Or will get done pretty much inevitably at this point. Mexico's war support is going down steadily. Italy's war support... Italy is not a negotiating participant. Their war support is already negative. Oh, that's hilarious. That's extremely funny. We've dealt so many casualties to Italy. Yeah, 270,000 casualties suffered compared to military size of 206,000. And they've lost 70% of battles. Ah, wonderful. Just wonderful. So, let's take a look at some of these other diplomatic plays. There's an East India Company aristocratic revolts, which I'm going to not get involved in. Something going on in Texas? Bhutan. In Bhutan. Okay, doesn't involve me. Unless someone would like to be a subject? No. This is a capitalist revolt in the Dutch East Indies. They have not called me yet. They could. And then this... Alright, Mexico's out of the war. This is a liberal revolt in Greece. Russia is backing the government. I couldn't care less. Alright, so Mexico's backed out of the war. Italy's backed out of the war. I think we're... Oh, River Plata. Hold on a second. Excuse me. And that's the war. So Italy wants regime change in Nicaragua. They're proposing a white peace. And I'm going to go ahead and accept it, because I don't need to be in a war right now. So, that means we have officially taken over all of Peru-Bolivia. Now, I need to I need to incorporate these areas. So let's get started on that. Whew, yeah, I made the right call to build up all that government admin. Jeepers. Turmoil in these locations is absolutely running buck wild. Let's see what this is about. Taming Amazonia. Currently in our possession are vast tracts of pristine, undeveloped Amazonian lands. While some laud its wild beauty, others see naught but an untamed frontier overflowing with rubber, lung for the gentle touch of progress and capital. Take this down. We stand upon the edge of what could be the very lungs of the planet itself. The terrible wonders that might be inside are ours to behold, to conquer, to subjugate. As darkest Africa has yielded to... Sir, I believe I forgot my pen. Perhaps I could dictate when we return to camp. Imbecile! Bah! Use mine. Now, from the top, and do not interrupt. Fortune smiles on the brave, and spits on the coward. So this adds an exploiting the Amazon journal entry. I don't think we're going to get into that much. So, let's go ahead and align production methods, first of all. We are notorious, obviously, which gives us extra radicals from conquest, but we're not a pariah state. Yet. So we'll see. So that was actually a pretty quick and easy war. I'm not too unhappy with all that. If we asked Honduras to be... Interesting. Nobody will accept annexation now, because we're ridiculously infamous, but that's okay. That's okay. This was a big barrier. So I'm glad that's dealt with. So, from here, I'm gonna let us stick over to the next year. Oh. Thought and action. The armed forces are dissatisfied with the inclusion of the intelligentsia in the American government. You keep talking about taking risks, to be bold, to dare to dream. Do you even know what it means? Have you ever risked anything but your own rotten reputation? Respect the soldiers who protect your right to pontificate, salty intelligentsia. Do what you do best, soldiers, and follow orders, salty armed forces. Or a nation needs protection from both armies and bad ideas, reduced authority. I'm gonna go with making the intelligentsia mad, because the intelligentsia are at plus 17. They are humanitarian, which means I could theoretically go to multiculturalism, but nobody will be happy with this. In particular, the petite bourgeoisie and the yeoman farmers together will make this extremely difficult. Again, could go with graduated taxation, but everyone's petite bourgeoisie are going to hate that. Extra morale loss if I go to mass conscription. I don't think I need to. Alright, let's continue to wait for the situation to take over the next year, and then I'm going to see what our situation... Oh, George Fuller passed away. And there's the telephone. That's actually really excellent. So before we get started with anything, let's build ourselves up an electronics industry. And I know just the place. Tennessee. Or an electrics industry, rather. I'm going to build 10 levels. And we've got exactly the amount of infrastructure we need, so I'm going to need to throw in 2 more railways. Alright, and we'll finish out the motor industries in California that we were going to build. Wait. No, I can't use that until I've got central planning. Which, how close am I to central planning? Oh, aniline's almost done. Radio is going to be 26 months. That'll ensure our military superiority. Central planning's down here. It's not spreading to us, and it's not likely to for the moment, because we don't have camera, anarchism, or investment banks. So I actually, this electrics industry is actually not at all urgent. Uluru wants investment rights. You know what? Sure, Uluru. I'll take investment rights. We will build these railways. We'll build a few of these. Just to let the people buy some telephones, but that's all. The Devil's Railroad. Workers on the railway in American Amazonas are dying in droves due to the harsh malarial conditions and the extreme demands placed on them. Every mile is marked with gravestones, every track laid in blood. Malady and scorching heat have blistered our bodies. We pave the road to hell with our lives. Full steam ahead. Extra mortality. This is too high a price to pay. Reduce state construction efficiency. Or tighten safety standards. Or a little bit of each. This happens because we have workers' protections. I'm going to do the second one. The third one, rather. Tightening safety standards is the way to go. So, we got some diplomatic plays. This is Nassau, a peasant revolt in Nassau. I'm going to not get involved in this. Where is Nassau? This is one of these microstates in Europe. And then this is Tidor. They don't want my help. No one wants my help now, I'll tell you what. Alright. An agitator appears. William Ullman, a protectionist. Interesting. So, now that we've brought all this territory into our market, what's the market looking like? Still need a lot of engines, still need more groceries. So food industries are a good thing to build up. Steel mills are a good thing to build up. Coal's doing solid. And most other things are solid, actually. So I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. So, what are areas that are most urgently in need of being recovered? What are high population areas? Let's see. Not a lot, actually. Only really La Paz. This is crazy. The population of this area is, so much of it is in La Paz. Do we have labor? Not much, but that's okay. So let's build up. What is the infrastructure situation? Infrastructure situation is rock solid here. Taxation capacity is a little low. That's okay. So we'll build up 8 levels of steel mills. And then I think in Mato Grosso, we'll build up 10 levels of food industries. And I think that's really going to help things out. There's technically not population available, but people can immigrate to there. So then these other areas, what have we got to exploit? Obviously there's rubber in these areas, oil and logging camps here. Amazonas is this whole region. Oh, interesting. So New Granada is part of that. Pastaza, oil, rubber, and coal. That's pretty cool. We'll queue in some coal mines. Cajamarca has coal mines that I can use, and whaling stations, and gold mines. Excellent. I built gold mines before, but not so much now. Let's build some more fishing. Here. Wood and fishing here. In Arequipa. Tarapacá. We'll build up whaling and fishing. Antofagasta. Great gold industry here. Let's build up some textile mills in this area just to make the thing more, just to make the area more profitable. We're going to need 1 level of railways to make that happen. Just to make sure. Yep, we're using sewing machines on these, so that'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and throw the railway in at the top. Never mind. And we have a Guarani separatist movement. 60% in Mato Grosso, not a big deal. I can for sure deal with that with no problem whatsoever. Let's see. Potosi, good on gold mines. We got some logging camps. Got a lot of lead mines available in these areas. A lot of oil as well. Feeling pretty pleased about that. And Mato Grosso itself has some pretty solid oil, iron, and logging resources. All right, so we've got a lot of ability to do stuff in this area. As this is kicking off here, let's go ahead and build ourselves an army of the southern continent. The Army of the Andes. International telephone exchange. It's been suggested that by establishing a cross-border telephone exchange with Great Britain, we could improve relations more easily. It certainly cuts down on misunderstandings, so we can just pick up the telephone and work out what's going on across the border. Sounds like a great idea. Improves relations? I don't think so. Yeah, sounds like a great idea. Shazam. So who do we want running this thing? We got this guy. He's a romantic and a defensive strategist. We got this guy. He's an opium addict. That is not going to impact his performance. We'll put him in. We'll put him in coach. We're going to have the professional army troops be from the United States. Accidentally clicked the unpause button, but that's okay. And, you know, we'll probably do the same with the conscripts, because I want to make sure that I've got the... Got a bunch of small armies. I want to make sure I've got the labor available. We do have an event. Oh my goodness, there's so many events. So there's aniline. So potentially we might solve our silk problem, but not until we've got art silk. So what was I doing? First of all, I was setting up conscripts for the Army of the Andes. I want 10 levels of trench infantry and 10 levels of shrapnel artillery. And that should be just fine. Now, I've got 3 armies that are going nowhere. I can't disband this one because it's in a seceded area. Probably these ones as well. Alright, well that's fine. So, Guarani leadership. A Guarani politician with secessionist sympathies has risen to prominence in the southern planters. So, the Guarani are indigenous American heritage. Interesting. An indigenous South American cultural trait. Have you heard who spoke at their last rally? To think that the opposition gives credence to Guarani propaganda now. The sitting government would never host a speaker like that, which incidentally was the exact argument made in the speech itself. A Guarani political leader? Unthinkable. 10% of pops become more radical, or anyone can make it in the United States. He shows up. I think that's... The southern planters don't concern me one bit. Anyone can make it in the United States. Alright, so probably we'll send the Army of the Andes and maybe the Army of the Isthmus to deal with this situation, because I don't think there's that much... There are a couple of barracks down here. I see. A bunch of these armies are unupgraded. They're from these areas we took over. So that makes sense. But that's okay. We got trade routes in the French market inactive. Colonization of East Angola is completed. Excellent. Is that here? Yes. Excellent. The great state of East Angola will soon be part of the United States of America and Africa. Oil in South Dakota, that means an oil event. Gold rush! It's black gold. You know, it's mine, all mine. I think those events might be bugged. Let me just make sure this isn't a gold mine capacity increase. I don't know how many gold fields there were before now, so I can't really... I don't really know about that, but it is what it is. That's fun. That's so very fun. Finances are looking rock solid. I'm thinking about increasing the construction capacity. But we'll see what happens when this secession kicks off. So, we'll mobilize the Army of the Andes. Send them over here. Now I should be able to disband this empty army. 12th American Army is going to go to the Army of the Andes. Yep. Very cool. And I have one more empty army, right? Yes, the 11th, which is just empty, so that can go. Army of the Andes, let's hit the upgrade button for all these units. The Guarani Uprising has essentially no battalions, so I'm not really worried about this. What I'm really worried about is other countries stepping in and trying to start some shit. Which I don't think they will. And in fact, I think it is extremely obvious to me that they will not. Which will be fine. So let me take a look. The Army of the Andes is at low organization. Why? Oh, because I just... Yeah, I don't know why. Curious. Is it going up? Yes, it's going up. Alright, well, I don't think it's going to be an issue. I really do not. A Zande diplomatic play. Alright, well, that is what it is. Where is the Army of Central Africa? Perfect. Mobilize them into the area. Now, Azande has how many battalions? 2. Alright, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. In fact, I couldn't be happier. The American Empire stands strong in these difficult times. Now see if we can deal with these rolling diplomatic plays. I'm hoping we don't wind up with a culture down here trying to... Let me see. Now, I've always heard this pronounced Quechua. I hope these people are accepted. Another international telephone exchange. Let's sort this by alphabetically. That's extremely suboptimal. 2.32 million people. And what percentage of the population of this area is Quechua? Pretty high. Was this an accepted culture in Peru-Bolivia? I don't think so. Curious. International telephone exchange. It's been suggested by establishing a cross-border telephone exchange with the Guarani Uprising, we can improve relations more easily. It certainly cuts down on misunderstandings. We can just pick up the telephone and work out what's going on across the border. I don't think so. They're in the process of revolting. I know you just like laying telephone lines company, but I really don't think that'd be a great idea. Declare neutrality on this thing going on in Persia. Certainly declare neutrality on this thing going on in Oldenburg. This is Britain going after Hawaii. Sadly, I must declare neutrality. And then this is an uprising in Banjar, which I can declare neutrality about. I'm so neutral. Oh my goodness, I'm so neutral. How's org for the Army of the Andes? It's pretty good. This battalion of skirmish infantry hasn't upgraded yet. But you know, it is what it is. We're getting a little down there in infamy, which is nice as well. We'll get these 2 wars kicked off, and then we'll probably end the episode. And then we'll look at 2 arms. You know what? Actually, Let's look at other annexation targets. Oh, I don't... Well, hold on. Can I see... So it's going to be 44 infamy to get New Granada. Alright. It's not going to be much to grab these three. It's going to be like 10 each. But New Granada is going to be a real problem. Their liberty desire is actually going up at not an insignificant rate. So I think I'm going to start funding lobbies. We can't improve relations, but... Alright. There's the Guarani Secession knocked out. And here... Ooh, bolt-action rifle unlocked. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and grab our arms industries and get them over to using bolt actions. I'm also going to go to rotary valve engines for my military industries. I know that's silly right now, but it is what it is. And Morgan Sunday is almost done. And there it is. Alright, so we fought our war against Peru-Bolivia and started to incorporate them. At the same time, we fought Mexico and Italy, the two small green countries at the south of their continents, and we were successful. So I think in subsequent episodes, we'll maybe look into annexing our Central American countries, but we'll maybe start reducing infamy to go after New Granada, or maybe, just maybe, we'll just let ourselves become an international pariah and annex New Granada. We'll see. I'm feeling inordinately confident. President Europe's ambitions are coming into being, so maybe we'll do it. We'll see. But in any case, for now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.